A very good morning to each and every one of us. We're not starting now. This is just a reminder, and also since this is our last day, so I'm going to be very flexible now, and later on it will be a different story. Before we begin, we will leave you with a few more minutes just to mingle around. And then we will start maybe in 5 or 10 minutes time, since it's our last day. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is an addition to the mingle time that I have allowed you. Please take notes. These pieces of papers on your desk in front of you. Can you take time to please, what's this? It's a survey. Just do the survey, please, in this 10 minutes time. Because when we start, you won't have time to do this. So please, can you include this in your 10 minutes? I'll give it to Adi. Maybe Adi has something to add on.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Member State representatives, I think this is QR code.
Welcome back to our final day, to you all, our member states and all delegates. Another good morning to each one of us. It is great that the weather has cleared up a little bit to enable us all to meet back here this morning. However, as some of us may have seen the news, that more than 2 million people have been affected by the floods this week. And more than 24 people have died, including a family of 6 who were buried in mud. So please, in solidarity, let us all stand for a minute of silence to reflect. Thank you very much. May all our prayers and thoughts be with those that have been affected. And I now hand over to our secretary from Philippines. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you to all the member states of the Pacific, Western Pacific region for the silence and prayer. I heard our regional director is also a prayerful man. I said also because I am similarly prayerful, and the rest of the Philippine nation actually survives living in the Pacific Rim of Fire because of our spirituality and prayer. I'm sure the people that live in the Pacific Islands understand exactly what I'm saying. Just to give a report to all of you, yesterday I held a command conference while all of you were meeting here and looking at all my teams in the different parts of the Philippines that was affected. 2 big hospitals were actually damaged because of the typhoon. A couple more small hospitals were also damaged because of the floods, and several health centers. So we will be reporting this to the president today at 11 o'clock. I'll be leaving you earlier, and I'd like to thank everyone for all the support to the Philippines. Just take note that if you watch the news, it is a whole of society and whole of government approach. People were evacuated. The classes were suspended for several days and work. Rather than having people being need of rescue, they are put to safer place. There are still people that continue to stay in their places but need to be rescued. And we've seen our teams go around and take their higher risk when they rescue people. So I do hope you learn from our lessons in the Philippines, early mandatory evacuation and using the early warning signals in the typhoon. The last thing I'd like to say is that this is climate change. We don't see this many. This is the 3rd strong typhoon we've had this year, and we usually don't see that many. We see a lot, but there are different parts of the Philippines. But now the flooding is higher. There are river surges of water that has damaged parts of southern Luzon. And this is interesting because it's a weak typhoon. It's just a tropical depression. Yet the amount of rains all of you experienced last night is what we call red warning rainfall. That's very heavy rainfall with high risk of flooding. So I think the experience of our regional meeting highlights the fact that we should concentrate on climate change especially in the Western Pacific region, because we're affected by typhoons that come from the Pacific. With that, thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who has attended the regional meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our secretary from Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now resume our consideration of agenda item 15, document WPR/RC75/10. We will continue our consideration of item 15.1, agenda for the 76th session of the Regional Committee for the Western Pacific in 2025. May I now call on Dr. Suzanne Mercado, our Director of Program Management, to introduce item 15.1.
Thank you, Chair. Can we have the slides? Okay, so just to let you know that we are building on the development of the process of development of the agenda adopted in 2015. But as we progress to next year's regional committee, there are some innovations that we would like to propose, and we will be sending you a note verbal regarding this. But I'd just like to thank first all of you who have sent in early some ideas about the agenda. We do have usually a few agenda items that the Secretariat really works on in depth, but we do see that there are many emerging issues that can be taken up during the RCM. So we will continue to seek inputs from you on the margins of the EB and the World Health Assembly, so that we can be flexible. If something new comes up, we can take it up right away. So there will be kind of like a fixed number that Secretariat works on, and the member states can in fact suggest some topics that could be more free-flowing, closer to the regional committee. Next slide, please. Okay, now we are also proposing some changes to the format of the regional committee. And as I mentioned, we will be sending you a document through a note verbal on how we see being more efficient and effective with the 5 days that we use for the regional committee. So the current thinking is that ministerial sessions with resolutions and decisions would be done in the first 2 or 3 days, which is what we usually do. But then we would structure a third or a fourth day on technical discussions, where there would be more smaller group work of senior officials. And then the last day would be global initiatives, which would be half a day, and a field trip, if we can do that. Next slide, please. Okay, so the proposal is that we would have a technical expert who would be speaking on mental health and well-being at the plenary. So aside from having the messages, we would have a 1-hour technical expert who would speak on mental health and well-being. And currently the thinking is to take up the topic of loneliness, which has evolved a lot of evidence in recent years. And we have had a recent meeting on loneliness as a mental health issue affecting all ages of our populations. There are 4 technical items that are proposed. The first one is strengthening national commitment to oral health, adapting the global strategy and action plan on oral health 2023 to 2030 in the Western Pacific. The second one would be accelerating action in the Western Pacific region to operationalize the global alcohol action plan for 22 to 2030. And this is consistent with our policies on no alcohol in WHO events. And then the third one is implementing the international health regulations amendments from 2005. And the last one, but not the least, is operationalizing the global WHO plan of action on climate change and health. Now, we're thinking, and we had mentioned this in the vision, that we would have some recognition of good practices that are going on in different countries on different parts of the vision that we are accelerating. So there would be maybe about 7 or 8 countries that will present progress in implementation of the vision that would be nominated by your delegation, and would feature a best practice in relation to the vision. Each country would have 30 minutes per presentation, and a recognition would be given to the 7 countries for improving the health of families, communities, and societies. Next slide, please. So this is what the timetable might look like. We would have an opening, the DG's address, the RD's report, program budget, and then a global international technical expert who might speak on the topic of mental health and well-being, loneliness in particular. We might think about having a discussion on financing of the vision. So this is something we're still discussing, and see if we can bring in one of the finance partners to talk about this. And then we start with the implementation plan on the pandemic accord, oral health, alcohol control, climate change, and health system safety and resilience. On the Wednesday, if we decide that we want to do the ministerial part of our meeting in 3 days, we could put the health weavers recognition series or results of acceleration. And this is coming from, I think, an idea that we should be talking more about results at the RCM, not just plans. Like, we do talk about them, you do make interventions, but we would be giving countries a little bit more time to make presentations of good practices that they have selected. So this is just an example of an alphabetical selection of 7 countries. And then the next 7 would be at the next RCM, and so on. And then coordination of the governing bodies, membership of global committees, time and place of the next RCM, and closing of the ministerial session. Now, on the Thursday, we could do more topics and probably even do parallel sessions. Again, we would like to get your feedback on this. These are some of the topics that you have given us, and that has come from the Secretariat, and we will continue to refine this. So subject matters like safe surgery, health equity, artificial intelligence in healthcare systems, cervical cancer elimination, essential drugs and medicines, addressing commercial determinants of health. Then in the afternoon, the same, no? Hypertension control, chemical safety, eye and health, eye and ear health, migration or rehabilitation, malaria elimination in the Mekong sub-region. Oh, that's supposed to be migration and another bullet for rehabilitation. And then Friday would be maybe some discussions on global health initiatives like the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, or the WHO FCTC, or if we have the pandemic accord by that time, a discussion on that, and then a field visit in the afternoon. So as you can see, we are trying to tighten the regional committee meeting a little bit, give time for the ministers in the first 2 or 3 days, and then have more opportunities for small group discussions on technical matters. Next slide, please. Oh, okay, that was the last slide. But we will be sending you a note verbal on this, and we hope to get your feedback. And we'll be happy to, continue to read, to accept feedback until April or May around the World Health Assembly, and then get all of your inputs, all of your ideas, as this is something that the Secretariat feels we can improve on, and we can make more exciting for everybody. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Mercado. I now hand over to our RD for his comments.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and honorable ministers, representatives from our member states. If you have seen what has been presented, and the whole idea is if you look around the first 2-3 days, the health ministers will be here. So we want to consolidate issues that is important for the ministers to be here on the first 3 days. And the technical issues, the technical and the senior staff of the ministry will be here to discuss, as we have witnessed over the many years and this year. And that is why we bring it forward for this regional committee for your endorsement. And I think just to better understand what has been presented. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adi. Now, I will open the floor. If there are representatives who wish to speak on this item, please indicate by pushing your button. May I invite Japan?
Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving us a floor. Japan expresses our appreciation for the proposed technical agenda for the 76th session of the RCM. We acknowledge that all the technical agenda items proposed by the Secretariat are important. In particular, we support item 1 and 2, as they are timely and based on the discussions, decisions, and resolutions from the 77th World Health Assembly. However, regarding items 3 and 4, we suggest that they be consolidated under a broader framework for NCDs, considering that this is the focus of the high level of meeting of 2025 UN General Assembly. Furthermore, as resolutions on mental health, maternal and child health, and UHC were adopted at WJ 77, and we have now passed the midpoint towards achieving the SDGs, we believe it is a key timing to discuss how the WUPLO can achieve these goals. We would like to ask for the Secretariat's perspective on this matter. I thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Japan. I see there are no further comments. May I now call Secretariat to respond to the points?
Thank you very much to our colleague from Japan. We are very much open to bringing together the two items under non-communicable disease with a special focus on these two things that we want to talk about. And then I think we can accommodate a discussion on how do we achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mercado. Now the committee notes the comments. We will now move on to agenda item 17, the time and place of the 76 and 77 sessions of the Regional Committee. May I now call on our Regional Director to say a few words regarding the venue and dates of the next sessions. Thank you, Dr. Pukala.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, Honorable Ministers, Member States representatives. Next year, we will convene the 76th session of the Regional Committee, and we are pleased to announce that Fiji has offered to host the Regional Committee next year. Over to you, Minister from Fiji. Thank you.
Thank you, RD. Madam Chair, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, members of the Secretariat, Mbulabenak. Fiji is humbled by the invitation of the WHO Western Pacific region to hold the 76th Regional Committee meeting in Fiji in 2025. And on behalf of the Fiji government, I am honored to accept this invitation, and we look forward to welcoming you all in Fiji in 2025. 2025 will be a special year for Fiji as we mark the 55th year of our independence and the 30th year of the Annual Declaration, where Pacific Island leaders laid a platform and a vision for a healthy and prosperous future for our region and its people. We hope to share with you our love, tradition, and passion for health and well-being, and our multicultural spirit of unity and oneness. Fiji is honored to launch the new format of the RCM meeting in 2025, a fitting new beginning for a new vision. And I thank you for this opportunity to meet with you in Fiji and showcase our land, our culture, and our people to you. Stay well and look forward to seeing you all in God's grace in 2025. Nagwakalevu, and I believe we had prepared a short video. It was a last minute back at home, so it may not be the quality as what we've seen here in the Philippines, but nevertheless, we try. And thank you very much.
We have Ruben Garningio na kwa hewa ni na korokula skin rai ni hanu ya wana nana angi tapu katoa kwena rara na malata masi outreach ko na hinga ni kuwa giving rai katoa I Vanomba Lavu Lama subdivision team leader ko na public health in wahe o Vanomba Lavu na kay Lama subdivision masih ngwarithia na yana no Vanomba Lavu yana no mune vivia genya tubudha nikwa masih ngwarabera kotawa na yana na malata bombol levu ngana takoskoto ina waha levu ina bukunin rake ya masih marta kinia le mutundo vingwa rabe na bukuni bidho ni matin tule mutudola ndake munikia na lingu matatimi ya masih mambusia ni le ndani bidho ngani matin tu la bidho munikota na viangwani le matudola asia inaka. I'm Senior Wunivi, a nurse practitioner of Namwamba Health Center, and I've been serving here for roughly 2.5 years. And I like working in the community. You face a lot of challenges, there will be many obstacles, but once you keep that light shine, you'll excel. You manage to come across many cases, and you put God first. And he's a decision maker. Even though despite of difficulties, despite of many new cases that you encounter in a day, you'll manage to sail across if you put God first. So I would like to encourage my colleagues out there, if you are still out there in the main hospital, please, or in the outer islands or any remote areas as such, please do your work with compassion and put God first as your compass.
Bula, we welcome you to Fiji next year for the 76th Regional Committee meeting of WIPRO.
Mbula. See you in Fiji in 2025 for the 76th Regional Committee meeting of Wipro, Vinaka.
Ms. Ambula Vinaka, we welcome you to Fiji next year for the 76th Regional Committee meeting of Wipro, Vinaka.
We are
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We would like to propose to hold the 76th session of the WHO Regional Committee for the Western Pacific in Fiji from 20th to 24th October 2025. 20th to 24th October 2025. Agree? Thank you. Regarding the 77th session to be held in 2026, we would like to propose that this be held back here in Manila, Philippines, on the 19th to 23rd October 2026. 19th to 23rd October 2026. Agreed? I thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are almost to the end of our day, our session, and our week. We will now move on to item number 18, the closure of the session. Before we proceed, may I call on our Wipro Dance Company and Wipro Music Company. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our Wipro dance and music team. And that was our mobility break for this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I also understand that our secretariat has prepared a video recapping our meeting this week. So let us all have a look at the video. Please, can we have the video played?
Good morning, distinguished representatives, ladies and gentlemen. I have the great pleasure in declaring the 75th session of the World Health Organization Regional Committee for the Western Pacific open.
I thank you all for electing me as chairperson of this 75th session of the Regional Committee for the Western Pacific.
The act of coming together to weave a mat is called Taulalanga. It is a communal activity never done in isolation. Indeed, they are the foundation upon which we celebrate beginnings, nurture growth, and honor endings, just like health. Papatape kanai lalanga. And this Tongan proverbs means that while our efforts may not be always produce a perfect result, like a mat woven with some coarse strands and spots, but it was woven. It is still strong, and it is still beautiful, and still useful.
Now open for questions or interventions from representatives who wish to speak on this item.
As health leaders, with all the many health challenges affecting our people, we experience many nights of distress and some nights of peace. No matter what comes our way, we must remain awake and continue to be vigilant. Loving one another and working together with one mind and one purpose.
As you all know, this is my first regional committee meeting as regional director. And I'm excited and honored to be here with you today. Please, let us come together to weave a safer and a healthier future that we can all be proud of.
Thank you very much to our Secretariat for that very inspiring and reminder of the week that we have come through. Thank you very much. And also for the excellent performances that was presented before. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the representative from Singapore would like to take the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Singapore proposes a resolution of appreciation. The Regional Committee expresses its appreciation and thanks to the Chairperson, Vice Chairperson, the rapporteurs elected by the committee, the representatives of the intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations for their oral and written statements, the WHO Western Pacific Region Secretariat for its work in preparing for the session and meeting arrangements. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our representative from Singapore. Are there any comments on the Honourable Delegate's proposal? I see none. So I take it that the resolution is adopted by the committee. Thank you very much. Now, before we conclude, I understand our Secretariat, from the Secretariat, that a draft report of the session will be sent to each representative who has been present, with a request for comment. If no comments are received by the due date, the draft report will be considered to have been accepted. May I now call on the Secretariat before handing it over to our Regional Director. Ms. Laura Davidson, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Chair. We'd like to take a minute to thank our excellent office bearers for their tireless work during this Regional Committee meeting. It's been an exceptional year with great leadership from the office bearers, many of whom are female, which is a bit of a milestone for our office bearers of the Regional Committee. We've prepared some small gifts as tokens of our appreciation, which we'll hand out now. So may I first turn to our Chinese rapporteur, Ms. Duan Boe from China. This is our first year with a Chinese rapporteur, and it's been a great addition. Thanks to our English rapporteur, Undersecretary Dr. Kenneth Ronquillo from the Philippines. We'd also like to recognize our French rapporteur, Ms. Noémie Berthier from France. She's unable to be with us this morning, but we will make sure to get her gift to her. Now to the very excellent women who've led the charge with us this week and on a personal note have made my job incredibly easy. May I turn to our distinguished Vice Chairperson, Associate Professor Dr. Nguyen Thi Lien Hong, Vice Minister of Health from Vietnam. And last but not least, our fearless leader, the chairperson of the 75th WHO Regional Committee for the Western Pacific, the Honorable Vainatutai Rose Toki Brown, Minister of Health from the Cook Islands. Thank you very much to all of our office bearers.
Thank you very much, Ms. Davidson. I will now call on Dr. Saya Pukala, our Regional Director, to say a few words.
Don't worry, this is not a technical problem. Madam Chairperson, Honorable Wainetutai Rose Toki Brown, our Vice Chairperson, the Vice Minister, Dr. Nguyen Huang, and other office bearers for the 75th session of the Regional Committee. Our Honorable Ministers, our Member States representatives, development partners, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga. All good things must come to an end. And while we bid you farewell with a heavy heart, we find comfort in knowing that you will return to your homelands, carrying with you the spirit of family and collaboration. Together we have woven the strands of progress. So as you go, please continue to weave our mats of health, united as one family. The 75th session of the Regional Committee has been a remarkable and unforgettable event, and I am filled with the utmost gratitude and pride for what we have achieved together as a family. This event has deeply touched my heart, and I feel humbled, especially with the show of support and commitment that you all have willingly given me as your regional director for the whole of Western Pacific, who used to be a barefoot child running around the beaches of my small village in the Pacific, and I cannot thank you enough. Over the past few days, we have experienced remarkable stories of progress, engaged in insightful discussions, and forged a deeper connection. These moments will undoubtedly shape the implementation of our shared vision. The smooth flow of the sessions was largely due to the excellent leadership of our office bearers, who I would like all of us to acknowledge once again. Madam Chair, Honorable Wainetutai Rose Toki Brown of Cook Islands, Madam Vice Chair, the Associate Professor, and Vice Minister, Dr. Nguyen Huang of Vietnam. Can you put your hands together? And our rapporteurs. I am sure that you will agree with me that this regional committee meeting has become extra special. As far as we can remember, this is the first time that we have both our chair and vice chair as women, exceptionally chairing each session and making things easy, sometimes hard, punctual, and at the same time, entertaining. Thank you very much. I deeply appreciate Madam Chairperson's excellent facilitation and your unwavering support. Your regional committee's endorsement of our region's new vision, weaving health for families, communities, and societies in the Western Pacific region 2025-2029 means a lot. Thank you for standing with us and helping to shape a healthier future. This moment is more than just a formality. It is a personal milestone for me, as it marks my inaugural decision as your regional director. Your approval of this vision is a testament to our shared commitment that together we will fulfill the promise of a healthier, united future for this region. This meeting has showcased our collective expertise and has underscored our strength in diversity and the resilience of our communities. This is the very reason we come together each year as a family to discuss and agree how we can better serve our member states. Our member states unanimously endorsed both the regional action framework on health financing and digital health. And I thank you very much. We also had several panel discussions and tackled important health and health-related topics, covering the challenges of today and tomorrow for our people in the region, such as climate resilience in healthcare facilities, transformative primary healthcare, and oral health. We had several productive special events throughout the week, and I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone for attending, even though it affected your lunch and your coffee breaks. In our investment round, we have proudly shown the global community once again the true solidarity and commitment of the Western Pacific region. And I thank everyone, not just those who made their pledges, but also those who I know for sure are going to pledge in the coming weeks. Our work needs a strong and sustainable World Health Organization. The spirit of solidarity and commitment resonated too during the pandemic fund discussions. The Tobacco Control Site Event, Health for Life Fund, Oral Health, as well as the INB and the pandemic agreement. The great achievements we have had throughout the week are a testament to our relentless efforts to provide the highest attainable level of health for our families, communities, and societies. The item of WHO work in countries showed us that collaboration and teamwork is the way forward. And as I mentioned on day one, alone, we can do some things, but together we can achieve a lot. And I sincerely hope that we will be hearing many more results and achievements from our joint work in countries and areas in the future. Your passion, conviction, and dedication are what will drive us forward. Together, we will inspire innovation and foster collaboration to achieve our shared vision for the region. Let's take these next steps with enthusiasm and commitment to make a difference. Difficult discussion also happen within families. That is why we have Taulalanga. I was initially a bit concerned about the caucus session, but I was pleasantly surprised. Our sense of family and regional solidarity made everything flow smoothly and quickly. And I thank you once again, my dear family, for making it a success. Throughout this week, we were truly amazed by the Weaving for Health exhibition. Even during stormiest days, we stood our ground, praying and remaining steadfast. Together, we showcased many innovative, futuristic ideas that hopefully have inspired us all to anticipate and prepare for a better future of health for generations to come. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers and panelists who traveled from afar, including those from WHO headquarters led by Lee Island. Your valuable insights have guided our decisions, and to all our participants, your active engagement has been exceptional. Your contributions have enriched our understanding and opened new avenues for exploration. At this point, I believe you will agree with me that throughout the entire week, the sessions were not only highly informative, but also incredibly lively. One of the key reasons for this was active engagement of everyone. Even though we are strictly observing a no alcohol policy in all activities of WHO in our region, but this is because of our Honorable Minister Walasi Seresere. As the special minister in our RCM, whether through sharing your wisdom or your wise sayings, and even through songs, you never fail to enlighten the room. So thank you very much. Last but definitely not the least, to my team, my family here at WHO, who have helped me make this regional committee session so successful. My deepest thanks and sincere appreciation to all of you. Honorable ministers and partners, while you see the staff here in front of you supporting me, I want you to know that we are all supported by a well-oiled machine called the regional office. This team is made up of dedicated men and women who willingly sacrifice sleepless nights, even their personal time, all driven by a shared passion and commitment to serving you, our member states. So you see, when you request for support from WHO, you can be assured of getting only the best support from all levels of WHO, from the regional office to our 15 country offices in the region and to our WHO headquarters in Geneva. Member states, and my WHO family, you made me feel incredibly welcome and at home, as if this were not my first regional committee meeting. And you probably have noticed that I was a bit nervous on day one, but the support I got from you all made me feel comfortable. Your efforts have made this event seamless and unforgettable. Your dedication will not go unnoticed. Please accept our deepest appreciation. As I keep on telling my team here in WHO, everything will be all right at the end. If not all right, this is not the end. But as we leave today, let us carry with us the spirit of this regional committee, Tola Langa. Let us continue to come together, weaving a mat for health that is strong, beautiful, and useful. Together, we have the power to make a difference in our region and even beyond. Thank you once again for your participation and enthusiasm. So safe travel to all of you. And I look forward to seeing you at the 76th session of the Regional Committee in Fiji from the 20th to the 24th October 2025. I thank you and mabuhay.
Thank you very much to our regional director for those words of thanks and appreciation for all the commitments that we have made during this week and prior to the RCM. I think you will all agree with me that I'd like to invite our most senior minister, the Honorable Minister from Samoa. I'd like to give the floor to you for a short comment, or if you would like to dance or to sing. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair. We have county days and we have special days of our lives. We have words of welcoming when we face land in Philippines, and we have words of farewell. So this time, I won't take it easy. And I want to say something on behalf of all the Pacific. We also have our singing book from the Pacific. And we want to end today with welcoming all my fellow mates, my fellow ministers of the Pacific to come along here, to come up here. And I will lead us in a Samoan song, especially for occasions like this, when we end up. It's a thank you song. Then Fiji will end up with a farewell song, easily. So I call upon our all ministers, Pacific family, Australia, New Zealand, and all of us, Pacific, would you come up where I stand here? Just find a way to stand, a place to stand. I already give out your copy of a Samoan short song. That's a very important song. It's a thank you song to the regional director and all its great directors and officers of the regional office here in our Western Pacific region. So, as you know, before we sing the song, let me just speak on behalf of our whole Pacific. After we sing. With due respect, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our regional director, Dr. Saya Maupipala, for hosting this 75 session of the Western Pacific Region Committee for the first time of his position as regional director for our region. I am very thrilled with the way you organize, coordinate, and facilitate this meeting. This is the most extraordinary regional committee meeting I ever attended as a Minister of Health. From the very moment we arrived in Manila, the running and management of the meeting in the totality until today, which is our last day. Thank you. Thank you very much, Regional Director, and your very dedicated team. Regional Director, you have planted a good seed in this region. My humble request as a father and as eldest brother, keep it up. One day, you will reap and be showered with boundless blessings from God that are waiting for you. For my little sister, Honorable Minister Wainetutai Rose Toki Brown, as the chair of this committee meeting and the vice chair, Dr. Ngu Yen Yi Liang Yuang, our sister from Vietnam, thank you for playing your important role in facilitating our session this week. There's a someone saying about women. Women can do anything, and women iron and smooth out anything within families and communities. That is your imperative role you play this whole week. And I salute you, both your team, for the great work. God bless you all. So my fellow ministers, Pacific Islands, we dedicate this song to the regional director and his powerful directors and members of office here in Manila. And also we sing this song also for the government of Philippines, for your hospitality and kindness to all of us while during our time here in Philippines. So you follow me and then we sing. Once again. The song says, thank you very much. Our eyes are pleased with every good things you have made. And you are one in the heart of Pacific. Thank you very much, sir. Then I'll pass the mic to the Minister of Fiji for the farewell song, Isale, Isale.
Wow, that was amazing. I would like to thank you very much. First of all, on behalf of myself, the chair, and our vice chair, and all our rapporteurs, we would like to thank you all. First of all, Adi, and your hardworking team, and also our member states for supporting us and putting your trust in us to lead us through this regional committee. To my right hand, Laura, thank you also for preparing myself and our vice chair to sit here and look beautiful and don't have to think. Laura does the thinking, and also those that are behind the scene. Thank you very much. I'd like to acknowledge also I'd also like to acknowledge all those that have prepared lunch for us, that have cleaned all the comfort rooms for us, made everything possible for the running of this RC meeting. Your leadership, Dr. Pukala, and your very good assistant showed during this 75th RC meeting. So a round of applause again to our regional director. I was also nervous on the first day I presented to you. So I took this chair here. But thank you all for making my role and for giving me warmth in allowing me to do the job in confidence. So thank you very much. And we all agree that there were mixed emotions in this RC meeting since day one. There were moments of emotional joy, a few sad moments, especially now that we are all leaving, we are departing and leaving behind our friends, our Wipro team. Thank you to our father figure, our eldest minister, for leading us in those beautiful farewell songs and thank you and appreciation songs. Thank you very much. It really brought the family warmth. So emotional to hear the songs sung at this. It's the very first time this has ever happened. So thank you all once again, and we pray that we will all continue to be vigilant, to all stay together as one for one purpose, and that is to weave all our families through a healthy and a prosperous future. So once again, may the good Lord guide us all back to all our individual homes, to our families that are all waiting for us. And may He return us all back to Fiji Islands. Thank you very much, Fiji. So I would like to end by saying a little verse for us. May the good Lord bless us all, and may He guide us all back to our designations. Uphold everybody in this country, from their leaders, the governments, and all pillars of the Philippines, those that have suffered through the bad weather that just happened. We also uphold them. Thank you very much once again, and me takira nui kia tātou katoa toa na te tua tātou katoa toa e tauturu mai. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to declare the 75th session of the WHO Regional Committee for the Western Pacific closed. Thank you very much.